Gen8 is an enterprise generative AI framework designed to enable businesses to adopt and scale generative AI use cases in a secured and governed way. In this demonstration, we will show you how businesses can experiment, validate, and scale faster with generative AI implementation in their business use cases primarily surrounding the usage of unstructured data. Process is simple. Business needs to classify or compile unstructured data relevant to a defined use case. A use case in Gen8 represents a specific set of business data to be used in Gen8 framework. Gen8's data connector will then ingest all data into the framework and does the rest in terms of indexing, embedding, applying prompt engineering, connecting with selected LLM, and other AI implementation nitty-gritties. Then, you assign the use case to a department or add individual user from the use case management section in Admin Console. This way, the organization has full control over who gets access to what information across use cases. Added employees will get an email notification for onboarding on specific use case and must set up their password to log in Gen8 end user interface. Employees would be able to log in with their official business email ID. On login, they will land on this screen. On the upper left side, the user will see a drop-down menu listing all the use cases assigned to them. Let's select a use case. For example, today as a user I am looking for more details about the company's products. I am selecting a use case named Industrial Automation. As a quick background for this use case, we have ingested product brochures and catalog as source data. Let's have a look at the source data for your reference. It contains details of industrial switches and motor control products for various industrial applications. Obviously, there are complex products, and these documents contain many details about technical parameters, specifications, use cases, and other relevant details for products. Once user selects a use case, a guiding screen will show up where there will be some guiding prompts as a reference for the user. This will give a user an overview of what kind of questions can be asked. Also, users can see more details about the use case from here. On this screen, user will be able to see primary details of the use case. For example, what this use case is about, what is the scope of data, and of course what kind of questions to be asked, besides details about use case release date, number of users from across departments, and relevant details to give them a context of the use case. Now let's do the knowledge mining. Let's select this question. It will render the relevant answer in natural language with proper formatting, context, details, and closures as applicable. It will generate the answer by compiling multitude of documents to figure out the right context and insight to render as answer. Let's try another question. Generate a short comparative table for branch motor controllers and industrial circuit breakers. It will compile different parameters of products into a tabular format for easy understanding. Okay, let's ask. Generate a marketing newsletter about Armor PowerFlex. And generate a training material for Armor PowerFlex product. Let's know, how do the electronic wide-range AC/DC coils in the 100C and 100E contactors help minimize power supply requirements? Also, while the answer is rendered, it will also show up the reference source document name and page numbers, making it traceable to the source from which the answer is constructed. This would help a user to get into more context by referring to the original source document if one needs. Let's ask one last. Generate 10 multiple choice questions about the products. Now the answer is rendered with a set of MCQs. Once the user is done with their questions for a use case and wants to switch the context, the user must pick up another from the drop-down menu and can follow the conversation. In this demonstration, I have access to 7 different use cases depending on my role, knowledge, and title. Let's select another use case assigned to me. EC Presentation V8. As a source data for this use case, we have taken the last 2 years' earning call presentations for 3 different pharmaceutical companies that include Novartis, Pfizer, and GSK. Let's have a quick look at source files. That contains a lot of matters discussed in investor call meetings, especially across sales, new drug approvals, strategic plans, regional statistics. This type of dataset contains a lot of text, tables, microfonts, images, diagrams, charts, and other pictures. Extracting this information surely delivers value in terms of having consumable insights for analysts and other stakeholders. Let's fire some questions. I am just picking from the pre-populated guiding prompts here. Okay, the answer is rendered. You can see here it also generates reference image from the source document for a quick reference into the context for user, as an additional support to his knowledge mining. Let's ask, what is the breakdown of AstraZeneca's revenue by geographic region in 2021? If applicable, it will also render graphical representation of numbers as shown here. This creates a chart based on the extracted data and statistics. You can copy and share this graph. This solution is meant for business, so sharing insights with colleagues is an important feature in disseminating knowledge. To share your findings, press Share button. You will be shown a pop-up with question, answer, use case name and timestamp. You add a title here, for example, Circuit Breaker Products. Then you add your comment here. Let's say, as we discussed this morning. Select a user from this pop-down menu. This list will showcase only authorized employees who have access to this particular use case. Click a user and share. The recipient user will get a notification email. Like this. Notification email contains details of sender, use case name along with title and comments that you entered. On clicking View, the recipient will be able to see the details in a standalone screen if he has already logged into the system. From here he can go to his chat interface and do his own further research. Also, GEN8 keeps the provision of human in the loop for systematic improvement of knowledge mining capabilities for businesses. Here, if user doesn't like an answer, he would click thumbs down button. Upon that, it will show up a few options to capture the feedback. Types of feedback include, there is no answer. The answer isn't right. Answer is incomplete, and likewise. Users can select an option and add the right answer or relevant comment or details. Once submitted, the feedback will be received on the administrator side and will be listed on the admin console. All feedback to be assessed and relevant pieces of information on source data should be corrected based on priorities. Besides, you have functions like bookmark for your frequently asked questions. You can bookmark a chat and can see all the bookmark conversations from here. Copy function to save specific conversation for later use or reference. You can see all your copied conversation in clipboard. Also, user can enter the prompt with voice prompt option here. Of course, you can also listen to the answer via headphone or speaker by clicking this button. In Share History, user can see all the shared conversations. It includes details of conversation, use case name, and who you shared with. I hope this video helps you primarily understand Gen8 framework's and user features. There can be a multitude of use cases within a business. Once the relevant data or data sources are identified, it takes 1 or 2 days to roll out a use case in production across users spread across functions. Gen8. Not documents, putting the business knowledge into the hands of employees.